Hello and welcome. My level at the beginning of the training session, I was training very hard. So I was training very hard. And right now I have to announce that I officially learned basic wrestling throws, but only basic. Yeah, only basic. Just don't. I'm not gonna get overconfident. I'm just joking around. I'm not gonna get overconfident. I'm pushing a bit harder these days, and I'm really trying very hard to push the pace these days. And you know, being ups and downs, but at the end of the day, we always win. We are winners. We won together, lads. We won together, lads, and it's all about winning or losing. And me, I'm all about winning. I'm all about winning when it comes to this lovely sport. Do have a feeling is gonna be a great way to go. And some fights are not announced yet. Some fights will be announced. Some fights are gonna come to fruition. Some fights not gonna come to fruition. But I'm going to make an MMA reaction, and I'm gonna make an MMA news reaction related to the injury of Aljamain Sterling. And Aljamain Sterling is injured, and we got Sean O'Malley pushing Henry Cejudo fight. And I wonder whether Fiziev versus Gaethje is going to come to fruition, which is another detail, another very important detail that might be interesting. For us. I'm gonna change this. Okay. So in general, I have a feeling. I have a feeling that Sean O'Malley. I have a feeling that Sean O'Malley is really pushing very hard for this fight. I have a question to ask you. All right. I have a question for my community. Will this fight ever come to fruition? Now, don't forget to vote. Don't forget to vote, guys. Sean O'Malley is serving to push the pace and to bring it on, And I have a feeling that this fight might be a bit too much for the fans of the fastest growing sport of the world, as Henry Cejudo is all about talk. He's like John Jones. He's returning forever, but he has never returned. So yeah, that guy is returning forever, and he has never returned to life. Can you trust him? No, I don't think so. I don't think that guy is trustworthy. I really don't think that guy is trustworthy, and I have a very bad feeling that Sean O'Malley, the Sean O'Malley fight, will never come to fruition, and I have a feeling that Sean O'Malley fight is just too much. I just think that fight is too much. I know Sean O'Malley is pushing Henry Cejudo fight because of marketing, but that marketing might be a bit toxic. I really think that's an example of a toxic marketing. Now I'm going to read the whole article. UFC bantamweight champ Aljamain Sterling on Tuesday revealed he is still suffering from a torn left bicep and doesn't think it is realistic to face former two-division champ Henry Cejudo in March. Sterling said Cejudo's wrestling style requires specific training that would make his injury worse, and he said he needed more time to get healthy. Sterling and Cejudo were expected to meet early this year. I'm going to need these biceps to compete at 100%, and I don't take Henry Cejudo lightly. I've got to make sure I'm in shape, and it's hard to get in shape when I have this thing compromised with me the entire time. And yes, I can run. Yes, I can do sprints. Those are cool stuff, but at the end of the day, I need to make sure I have the grappling endurance to go 25 minutes. A person close to Sterling, who requested anonymity because they were not publicly authorized to speak on his condition, told MMA fighting the champ is not expected to have surgery on the torn bicep, but is getting physical therapy and visiting with doctors to determine a course of treatment. Sterling later expanded on his history of this injury, and you can see his Twitter post. I fought 2 times and did 2 training camps with this partially torn bicep tendon to keep moving the division for the fans and the UFC. Now it's time to properly address it. I've stated this before and after the last fight. When is it fair for athletes to look after their body? At least Aljo announced injury instead of wasting a title fight and holding up the division. Andy Savage. The apparent delay is another round of frustration for the top bantamweight contender Sean O'Malley, who called for a title shot after beating ex-champ Petr Yan on the undercard of the UFC 280, in which Sterling defeated ex-champ TJ Dillashaw. Is Aljamain fighting Henry or not? I'm confused, O'Malley wrote on Twitter. He said his bicep is torn. If that's the case, let me beat Henry. Cejudo entered the US. The US anti-doping agency pool, drug testing pool this past year in anticipation of a comeback. The Olympic gold medalist wrestler stepped away from the sport in 2020 after defending the bantamweight title. He sought bigger paydays to incentivize him against getting out of the fight business. And after a long period of limbo with the UFC, which wasn't thrilled with his sudden departure, Cejudo jumped to the front of the line when O'Malley didn't. Wow, UFC president Dana White at UFC 280. O'Malley has gone unbeaten in his past 5 fights, including his win over Yan. Cejudo later responded to O'Malley's tweet. Sean, you like a pack of Skittles that had an abortion? Anytime, any place. Sterling said after weighing his options, he elected to prioritize his health. Yeah, he elected to prioritize his health. If you guys want to be mad at me, it is what it is. I've had fans mad at me non-stop for 13 months. It's water off a duck's back. I can't push myself to do something I can't physically do. I've fought twice in a calendar year, and I've fought both of those fights compromised, and I got through those fights. It's the fight before the fight. We're fighters. We all go in there compromised, but then I'm trying to not have happen is to go through an entire training camp or almost the entire training camp, waste 4 to 6 weeks, maybe 7. Who wants to see that? Why am I going to risk a third time where if I completely snap it, I have to have surgery? He said Cejudo have physical advantages because hadn't been actively fighting and was doing who knows what while out of the drug testing pool. He stopped short of accusing Cejudo of performance-enhancing drug use, but pointed out a loophole in USADA's testing program upon a fighter's retirement. Sterling later responded to O'Malley on Twitter. Aljamain Sterling, yes? No? Balls in Harry's court to push the date back a month. If not, the champ will be accepting new applications. I don't know. Is it gonna happen early April? Is this fight really gonna happen early April? I got no idea, guys. Just also Fiziev versus Gaethje. Fiziev versus Gaethje is pretty much a fight that might come to fruition. Fiziev versus Gaethje is also a fight that might come to fruition. So that's something I really, really want to see. That's something I really, really want to see. So. Do I want to see it? Yes, man. Absolutely. Absolutely, I want to see it. I would love to see that fight. I'm not gonna lie to you, lads. I would love to see that fight. I would definitely love to see that fight, especially considering the fact that Henry Cejudo is. I don't know. I want to see somebody smashing Henry Cejudo's face. I'm not gonna lie to you. I really want to see somebody smashing Henry Cejudo's face. I want to see somebody destroying that guy, pissing him up because he's so irritant. He's fucking annoying. He's so boring. He's climbing on his fucking high horse. That's something I can't handle. I can't bet that. I can't handle that, man. No, I simply can't handle that guy. That guy is irritating me so much. I simply cannot take this. That's pretty much tough pill to swallow. If you're asking me, that guy Henry Cejudo is just too tough pill to swallow. I'm not much interested in in Henry Cejudo fighting. I'm interested in somebody beating that guy up. I really want to see somebody piecing that guy up. That's what I want to see. That's what I want to see, man. Somebody needs to piece that guy up. Somebody needs to teach that guy a lesson. And he is just having too big mouth. He has good skills. I'm not gonna criticize his skills. He's got good skills, but man, he's got the greatest mouth in the history of this sport, and that's something I honestly don't enjoy. That's something I honestly don't want to see because limbs don't fight. Limbs are not fighting. No, mouth don't fight. Hands fight. Legs fight. Head fights, not mouth, my friend. You can have the greatest fight IQ in the world, but your limbs are fighting. Your mouth are not fighting, man. Your mouth are not fighting, and that's something. That's something. That's something that simply can't come to fruition. I really can't prioritize that guy because people gonna say that I don't like that guy, etc, etc. The truth is, no, I don't. I simply hate to see. I hate to see this division falling apart, and Aljo is the most hated champion in the history of this sport, which is to some point accurate. Yeah, to some point this is pretty much accurate because he is really the most hated division champ the world has ever seen. But now I assume his haters are happy. I have always been neutral to Aljo. I've never been the greatest fan of Aljo, but I've never been his hater. You know that very well. I've never been a hater of Aljo, but I've never been such a great fan. I just think the boy is pushing his battle. I just think he's fighting his own battle, and I just think he's fighting for paycheck. He's fighting for survival. So the way I see it, Aljamain Sterling is not going to defend title anytime soon because with the torn bicep, if that's the truth, that torn bicep might actually give him a very, very much of a hard time. Because with torn bicep, you're pretty much fucked up. That torn bicep is something I wouldn't wish to my worst enemy. No, I wouldn't wish something like that even to my worst enemy. Because I'm having biceps injury, I'm having a biceps tendon injury, and I fucked up my shoulder, and I know how hard it can be. You can't train partially. That's something that's not going to happen. You you can't train partially and expect good results. That's simply not gonna come to fruition. That cannot come to fruition, and I'm heavily criticizing. I'm heavily criticizing people who don't do a good job. Simply, I don't understand them. I don't understand how they function and why are they committing those stuff. Why are they committing the stuff they commit? That's I also don't understand Aljo's haters. You know, I mean, if the man is injured, the man is injured. That's something you can't change. I mean, you simply can't change his way of thinking. You are not going to change Aljamain Sterling just because you know. These are some things you can't change, and let's be honest. Let's be honest. If you're trying to change this, that is going to ricochet of your head because I want to see. I want to see heavily that fight between Sean O'Malley and Aljamain Sterling. I want to see that fight. I'll be honest with you. I really, really want to see that fight, but I don't want to see it by any means necessary. If you know what I mean. I really don't want to see that fight by any means necessary. So yeah, I really don't want to see it by any means necessary. And in general, what can I say, man? I just hope also that Khabib retired for life. I don't wanna see that guy ever again. He's extremely annoying, he's extremely boring, and he is very toxic for the greatest fans of this sport. One of the most toxic people on the planet Earth, that is Khabib Nurmagomedov. Toxicity is his trademark. And he's insulting women, man. I can't support people who insult women. I will never be able to support people who insult women and who call them in various names and who say like, "Hello, Mido, how are you doing, man? Let's chit chat, man. Let's discuss. I'm glad you're in the chat, man." Well, man, unfortunately, that fight, I also don't see that fight coming to fruition because I don't trust Henry Cejudo anymore. How are your thoughts? How are your thoughts on that, man? I just don't trust Henry Cejudo. Just think that guy is a clown. I just think it's a showman, and this will never come to fruition, that fight, because Cejudo is just trolling people. He is just trolling Jam Pop. Cejudo is a master troll. If you ask me, yeah, he's a master troll. I believe Henry Cejudo is a master troll who knows to troll people and who will never, but never ever, who will never ever do something normal. In this sport, he will never do something normal, and I don't see Henry Cejudo. I think if a fight between Cejudo will happen, it's either Aljo or O'Malley. I'm sure they are going to push O'Malley. Also, O'Malley is pushing that fight hard. He was pushing that fight hard through Twitter, and you've seen his Twitter post. Also, Fiziev versus Gaethje is very likely to happen. I do believe that fight is very likely to happen, but it's either Aljo or O'Malley. Yes, it's either Aljo or O'Malley. You are right. You are right. He is pushing hard. He's pushing hard this fight, and they are really, really. By the way, what's going on? Why are you hating on Khabib? Well, I'll be honest with you. Dagestani fighters spoiled pretty much the world of MMA. I mean, they have great wrestling, but fights are becoming boring from time to time. You know why? I'll tell you why I hate Khabib. I'll be honest with you. Do you remember when he said that women belong to the kitchen? That's something in my state, it's one of the greatest insults you can say. In my state, for example, in Bulgaria, if you say something like that, it's one of the greatest insults. That's why I don't like that guy. For that, he is a great fighter, a fantastic coach, but you can't throw shit all over women, man. That's disrespect. That's a trademark of Middle East, brother. Everyone says that here. Well, that's fine, man. But if you say that in Bulgaria, it would be a big problem, my friend. But okay, I understand you. I mean, you are from Jordan. I've got nothing against you. I am not saying anything against your thoughts. I am not disagreeing with your opinion but what am I trying to say? I'm going to tell you something that happened in Bulgaria 2 years ago. One girl was sitting in the cafe with another guy, and they were talking about marriage. It's really different in Bulgaria, yeah. And they were talking about marriage. And that guy started talking, I need wife to be in the kitchen. I need wife to take care of kids. Wife is not going to work. I'm the only guy who works. She's not going to leave the house, etc. And they were drinking juice. And that girl just poured the juice all over him. She took the juice and she was like this. She did like this on his head. She poured that on his head. She was just like, you see this juice? And she gave him money for that juice and she said, listen, I'm done with you. And he was like, but why? She said, I'm done with you. Nobody is going to tell me that I belong to the kitchen, that I'm not going to work, that I'm not going to have career. And since then, I was thinking it's some kind of a joke, but I was sitting like 3-4 meters to the right. I remember that like it was yesterday. I was sitting and I was like with my friend, and my friend was behaving normally, and I was like, I was like dazed. I asked Vladislav, what is happening? And he said, Vladimir, what is the problem with you? Here it's not normal. I'm saying like, okay, it's not normal, but she poured him and she did this on his head, and you think that's normal. And he said, well, he deserved it. And I was like, what the heck, man? I was like, is this some kind of a sick joke or? And I asked Vladislav again, man, are you sure this is normal here? And he said, yeah, in Bulgaria, never ever limit a woman. Never ever create that kind of limits. You can create limits, but never create kitchen limits, house limits, household limits, family limits. No. These are limits you mustn't cross. And I was like, okay, I'm starting to like here actually. In Serbia, it depends. Both are bad extremes, but I get what you are saying. Yeah, both are bad extremes. I mean, the middle is the best. I'm like, make an agreement. Make an agreement. Sit, talk, make an agreement. So if you two can reach an agreement, that's awesome. That's me, I'm neutral. In my opinion, people should keep their personal lives to themselves. You're just like me. You are just like me. I say agreement is everything. If you ask me, I say agreement is everything. You can sit, you can talk, you can reach an agreement, and that's fine. If you two agree, that's fine. If you two don't agree, that's a problem. So we need an agreement. An agreement, man. An agreement is the perfect word. Absolutely. Sit down, talk it out, they agree, they marry, they don't agree, relationship is over. That's true. That's true. That's the healthiest possible example. I'm reading your mind. Well, you're a big mind too. Come on, man, don't underestimate yourself. You're a big mind too. You're just not aware of that. I mean, I wasn't writing horror stories at your age. At your age, I didn't even speak English properly at your age. I was still learning from Joe Rogan. But at your age, you're speaking English perfectly and writing horror stories. I mean, let's be honest. I'm just saying, at my age, it was harder, It was way harder at my age to do something like that, We didn't have much of the internet. It was way, way harder to learn language. But today it's easier. I had to wake up in the middle of the night, man, to watch UFC, to watch Joe Rogan, to listen to his podcasts, to learn English. It was way harder for me. But I'm not downgrading your skills. Yeah, it was way harder to learn stuff back then. It was extremely hard when I was a kiddo. I wake up in the middle of the night, and my dad is like, "Why are you waking up in the middle of the night?" I'm like, "Dad, I'm watching UFC." And he's like, "Vladimir, you're sick." I'm like, "No, I'm not sick." Imagine a kiddo, 12-year-old kiddo, waking up in the middle of the night and watching UFC. It was crazy back days. Those days back then were crazy. All my siblings are close to your age, so I understand how it goes. So you are the youngest. I didn't know that. Okay. How many siblings do you have? I don't have siblings. I'm an only kid, one and only kid. I mean, sometimes. I mean, I have my twin brother, but I'll be honest with you. I'm telling that I'm only kid because we are twins and we are not alike at all. I feel lonely, man. My eldest sibling is 30, then 28, then 26. I'm 17, so yeah, I'm the youngest. Oh, that's awesome. I have a twin brother, but I feel like I'm the only kid. I feel like I'm the only kid, but I'm going to tell you why. Because we are not alike at all. We are twin brothers, but we are very, very, very much different. I don't know how, I can't explain that. He is working as a security guard. He used to train Muay Thai when he was younger, but he works as a security guard and he loves his job. I could never work as a security guard. He hates social media. I mean, he literally hates social media. He doesn't have Instagram, doesn't have Facebook, doesn't have TikTok. and he thinks Vlad is crazy, and he hates Bulgaria. You know, we are both Serbian and Bulgarian. You know, my mom is Bulgarian, my father is Serbian. Yeah. Yes, he hates cameras too. He's like, like a fucking alien. And I many times I asked him, I said, please, man, my fans want to introduce you, etc. And he is like, no, 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 no. He's constantly yelling, no, no. I mean, he hates cameras. I feel like I'm the only kid, believe me. And we are not in the greatest relationships. We don't live together. What can I say, man? And he is in fair relations with my family. But let's say I'm in better relation with family. That's kind of weird to hate cameras so much. I don't know. It's very weird. So disconnected from my other siblings because of their age gap, and everyone is basically married now, so I'm alone at the house with my parents, taking care of my nephews from time to time. It must have been a hard life, man. I don't know what to say. Yeah, all of them are married, and uh, it's probably different in the Middle East. I don't know what to say. It's probably different. I don't know. I've never been to Middle East, but it's probably different back there. Trash life. Okay, okay. I don't know what to say, man. But that life doesn't sound nice. That kind of a life doesn't sound nice. I don't know. That life doesn't sound nice to me. I mean, don't offend yourself, man, but I couldn't live like that. I tried. I'm not gonna lie to you. I tried. I tried. But when my parents found a girl to marry in 2014, I left them. They were like, Vlad, you have to marry, you have to marry, you have to marry, you have to marry. And I just, okay, I have to marry. And I left the house. And I didn't get back since then. We are in fair relationships, but no, I can't trust them anymore because they wanted to choose instead of me, which is in Bulgaria, it's huge offense. Like, you choose, your parents cannot choose. But they tried to choose. They were thinking that I am some kind of a dumbass who he doesn't have his own personality, etc., etc. So since then, I said to myself that will never happen again. If I'm going to marry, I'm going to choose. It's not nice. I agree. I'm leaving soon to have my own life. That's awesome, my friend. I will take you one time and let you visit here when I have more money. It's way more fun when you have money. Sounds interesting. I would like to meet new culture. Yeah, same for me. I'm not letting them choose for me. I'm aware enough. So, how is it in your state? Do they allow, is it normal or not normal? How is. No, I'm just asking. You said that you don't let it. Okay, that's okay. In Bulgaria, it's normal not to let it. But how is it in Jordan? I don't know, just never been there. It must have been harsh. Most parents speak for their kids and such, but they ask both parties. So technically, so they pick, but you have the right to reject, right? Or you don't have the right to reject. I mean, it's okay. Picking is fine if both parties agree. Some people are dumb and completely force it, but a lot of people give the right to reject. I mean, to me, it's okay if parents suggest somebody and both parties agree. That's fine. Jesse on fire is live saying Connor, wow. That guy is just a clickbaiter. A clickbaiter and a businessman. How are you doing, Cyrus? Yeah, exactly. Picking is fine if both parties agree. In Bulgaria, Picking is okay. For example, both parties meet each other and shake hands. If you want to accept that, fine. But if you don't want to accept this and somebody pushes you, no way. His live saying Conor like, whoa. Oh, that explains why Conor loves the Red Panties night with Diaz brothers. Oh, that's a great explanation. I know. Yeah, he's talking about Conor. Red Panties boy. You know, I was thinking that Conor has some other fetish. I was thinking that it all makes sense now. I think that Conor likes to sleep with the girl, with his wife or any other girl while she's in a period, if you know what I mean. I didn't think that he likes what Jesse on Fire said. I just believe that Conor McGregor likes to sleep with the girl while she's in a period, if we talk about red panties. If it's true he got caught red-handed, well, in my state, if you say in Bulgaria, when you say somebody caught red-handed, it means that the guy was sleeping with a girl who was in her period. So it means something different in Bulgaria. That's another explanation about Red Panties Night. No, if you say in Bulgaria Red Panties Night, we are going to say, man, did you really sleep with a girl who was in her period? That's what are we going to say. But I'm just telling, maybe it's a different meaning. Maybe it's a different meaning in my state and your state. I know it's funny, but it means something different. And if you say like red panties night, people are going to watch you. They are not going to talk about gay porn. They are not going to talk about that. They are going to ask you, man, did you just have sex with the girl who was in her period? And they are going to call you like, oh man, you must have been wild, etc. Thankfully, we don't have a meaning for that. But here, people would start to troll you. They would tell you, "Oh man, you must be a big fucker. You must have had a great sex, etc., etc." That just means you got caught when you did not expect in North America. You got caught when you did not expect. Oh, he got caught red-handed. Thank you. Is O'Malley and Cejudo going to happen? I wonder the same, man. I mean, Henry Cejudo is pushing hard. Sean O'Malley is pushing hard for Henry Cejudo fight, considering that Aljamain Sterling is injured. But potentially, if it happens in early April, that might happen at some pay-per-view, as Aljo demands more time to recover. He's got torn biceps, so I don't know what to say. He's got the torn biceps, and I believe Dana White needs money. So if he wants, I thought he was going for Aljo. Well, he was going for Aljo, but Aljo is hurt. He's having torn bicep. O'Malley doesn't deserve the fight, but he has the push of Paddy Pimblett, so of course it's gonna happen. I hate to say that, man, I hate to say this, but I think you're right. I really think you're right. And I really hate to say that, but I think you're right. So you're saying that Conor got caught red-handed. Well, that's awesome. Conor McGregor got caught red-handed. Oh, but did he got caught when he did not expect something to happen? Or he got caught after sleeping with a girl in a period? That's why they robbed Jared and Petr. Absolutely, man. Petrian was robbed because he's not a hype train. Jared Gordon is not a hype train either. I had a bet on Paddy, but it was a fatal robbery, man. It really was a fatal robbery. It was a horrible robbery. Yep, I'm right. I know Paddy Pimblett type of a guy when I see one. I hate because you are right. Unfortunately, I believe that fight is going to happen. And now you are going to criticize me, and I can take criticism. I mean, if you criticize me on that, you are right. You are absolutely right. I'm not going to argue, but I think you are right. I think that fight, unfortunately, has good chances of happening. It has very, very good chances of happening. And it's kind of big shit, man. Imagine that fight happening. The fight will 100% happen if Cejudo wants to actually fight and Aljo isn't there. Aljo isn't there, man. Unfortunately, Aljo isn't there. Aljo is not there at the moment. You know that very well. I mean, you've read the article at the MMA Fighting that Aljo is not there, and you've seen that Aljo needs more time to heal his injuries. So the article is here. Aljo Paper Champ. You are right. This is the article. The fight. Yes. I hate when you're right, my friend. I really hate when you're right, but you are mostly right. You know who is also a Paddy Pimblett type of a guy, but haven't been completely exposed yet? It's Khamzat. I agree, it's Khamzat. He's just a hype train. Just a hype train, man. Just an extremely big hype train. That's him. And Jesse on Fire is a businessman, you know. I offered him to fight, then he accepted the call out, and then he pretended that he didn't know who I am. I mean, what a hypocrite. I think he's better at middleweight than welterweight. Wait till Belal or Kamaru gets him. Oh, Belal can piece him up. Do not underestimate that guy, man. Belal is a dangerous opponent. Belal is extremely dangerous opponent. Do not underestimate the guy. And I'm not joking around, man. Belal is very, very, very dangerous. Especially if it's a 5-rounder. That guy is not gonna stop. Imagine 5 rounds between Khamzat and Belal. That would be a fight to remember, at least for me in the first place. Yeah, it would have been a great fight. But I think Belal would piece him up. I'm hoping that he fights Colby or Masvidal and gets beaten. Masvidal would revive his own career like a real Jesus if he knocks out Khamzat or TKOs him. That's awesome. That is awesome, man. That is an awesome idea. I actually like your way of thinking. Belal outskills Khamzat easily. Of course he's gonna outskill him. Of course he's gonna outskill him. Yeah, I have a feeling he's gonna fuck him up. And I have a feeling he's gonna fuck him up pretty much badly. I believe it's not gonna be an easy call. Belal fights like a man, Khamzat fights like a child. That's true. I don't think so, bro. Belal will get out grappled or KO. Well, if it's 3 rounds, yes. But what if it's a 5-round fight? Belal is a cardio machine, cardio beast, even though I don't like Khamzat. I don't like and I don't hate Khamzat. I'm neutral to Khamzat. I just hate the fact that he missed weight, you know. I hate fighters who miss weight. Belal is way more skilled than Khamzat. I hate when fighters miss the scale. Like, okay, if you miss 1 pound, 2 pounds, 3 pounds, but 8 pounds. That's Belal only chance if Khamzat was drained. Yes. I hate when somebody misses weight like that. It's humiliation. You are humiliating the other guy. It really is a humiliation, man. Naimavova. Vidjet ćemo. Srećno i tebi svakako. I don't mind Khamzat, but I hate his dumb fans. I hate his hype train, and I hate his way of acting. I agree. A Ribeiro bi ga mogao nokautirati, to se slažem. Vrlo lako bi mogao. Mnogo je podcenjen Ribeiro, a pikem je fight. I don't mind Khamzat either, but Khamzat and Makachev fans. Imagine Khamzat fans, Khabib's fans, and Makachev's fans. What's up? Jeste imalo, slažem se. Anything bad happened today? I was at the training session, so my shoulder still hurts, but I'm training. I'm training very, very, very hard. Znaš šta mene malo plaši? Ovo je imalo u prvi 5 rounder. Znaš, to me malo plaši, ali trebalo bi ga dobiti. It's Muslim fans in general always send. I know, man. I know. Why are you doing this? What are you gonna get from that? Ja ti kažem, to me jedino malo plaši što mu je prvi put 5 rounds. Znaš šta, ne želiš sa Stricklandom da se biješ 5 rundi, veruj mi, onaj lik nije normalan. On to i hoće. Yeah, they always sending you threats, etc. You are right, they are always sending you threats. Ima ovako dobije, mora dobiti prekidom i to što ranije. If you mix these fans, the world ends. Yes. Yes. The world is gonna end for sure. A za Ribeira se slažem, ali Hasan je istrošen. Za Ribeira se slažem da dobije. Nego me nervira što je pikem, ja sam očekivao će Ribeiro biti underdog. Yeah, you are right. If you mix those fans, the world is going to end. That is true, my friend. I thought Rebecca was biggest favorite odds. Must have jolted Umar is now minus 900. Umar used to be minus 700 when I placed a bet on him. Yeah, he used to be minus 700. Now he's minus 900. So everybody's placing bet on Umar. No, I didn't bet on Rebecca. No, I just have a bad feeling about that fight. I don't know. I can't explain. I just have a bad feeling. I don't know how to explain it to you, but I'm having a bad feeling. I don't know. I can try to explain, but I just have some bad feeling about that fight. I don't know why, but I have a bad feeling. That's crazy odds for the hype, absolutely. Or at least I hope the world ends if you mix them, because I don't want to be there to see what really happens between them if the world doesn't end. Oh, of course, man. Epic. That's just epic, man. That is just epic piece of play. That would have been epic, mixing them, the world would end for sure. And imagine the end of the world, man. I wouldn't like to imagine that. The world would have ended. The world would cease existing. Like, wasn't Collier minus 700 against Burnett? He used to be a heavy favorite, but I don't wanna I didn't wanna bet on Rebecca. I just didn't wanna bet on Rebecca for a reason. Yeah, Collier used to be a heavy favorite, but not anymore. I mean, let's be honest, Barnett really pissed him up. He pissed him up badly, man. Claudio Ribeiro is my lock of the week. He has good team support and amazing power. Yes, I agree about Claudio Ribeiro winning. Vlad, what do you think about me becoming a fight analyst? Go for it. Go for it. I'm dead ass, man. I'm not joking around. I think you could be a great analyst. No, I'm dead ass, man. I really think you could be a great analyst. You should test your skills, man. I really do have a feeling that you should test your skills. Should I start my fighting career first or fight analyst? I don't know. That's a hard question. I really don't know what to say. I started my YouTube career in the first place, but you know why? Because I'm gonna tell you how my case used to be. I kicked off my career as an analyst. I've always liked MMA, etc. So I started writing in the first place. But then I just got an offer you can't refuse. In 2020, before the COVID, I just got an offer you can't refuse. Strickland versus Nasruddin. Fight starts round 4. If I must pick a side, I think I'm gonna go Strickland. But just if I must pick a side because this is Nasruddin's first ever 5-rounder. So I started talking about my career. I was having many health issues, so I'm hoping that's behind me. No problems, man. Enjoy. I hope that's behind me now, but I started then. I just got an offer you can't refuse from my current sponsor, and I just left writing. I just started writing something else. I just left that website I was writing for because it was more money here. And that guy just had one condition. Vlad, you must wear the colors of Bulgaria. And I'm like, that is the only thing you are going to ask from me? He said yes. I'm like, fine, but what do you get from that? And he said, Vlad, I give you money, you wear colors. How does that sound? I was like, that sounds awesome. I mean, if I can survive from that, if I can pay my bills, why not? So I just got an offer you can't refuse. And it was a nice offer to me. You know, I really enjoyed that offer. But I didn't think I would get that many haters. Dude got an offer from the Bulgarian Godfather. Ah, you can call it that way. I like to call that guy the Bulgarian Godfather, though I'm not allowed to reveal his name. That's not allowed because in my contract it says that I mustn't reveal his name. But the truth is, I love the guy. I mean, he's very respectful towards me and towards my case, my mentality, etc. He's very, very respectful. And he helped me a lot in my life. I mean, let's be honest, he really helped me a lot. He is a nice, cool guy. Can you introduce me to him? Maybe he could help me out. I can ask him if you come. If you come here, I will ask him if he is interested in that. I can ask him, but I cannot guarantee because I'm not the one who decides. But I can introduce you to my coach if you want to. I mean, if you ever come here, I can introduce you to my coach 100%, and you can see with him whether there is some possibility of, With my coach, I can introduce you 100%, but with my sponsor, I don't decide. I can ask him and I can tell you. But about my coach, that's not a problem. Consider it done if you ever come here. But my coach is a very great dude. Really great dude. I'm actually a big fan of his. I don't know how it goes here with with papers and stuff. I'm going to try and come to Bulgaria 100%. I actually live in Serbia, but try it out, man. If you wanna come here, go for it. I actually live in Belgrade, Serbia. I was just born in Kyustendil, Bulgaria, but I grew up in Serbia, and that's where I live at the moment. But you can always come if you want to. You can always come, man. I mean, why not? My coach is actually a great guy. Very respectful, very much cool guy. Yeah, okay. I mean, if you want to come and train, if you're dedicated, if you really want to come and train, that is fine. Imagine they do Robocop versus Chris Curtis. I'd get nervous. I actually think Robocop versus Chris Curtis is going to happen. Check my video. Brett Tavares is out. Chris Curtis as a potential replacement. Brett Tavares is out. Gregory Rodriguez looking for new opponent. You got my video on that. I actually recorded the video in the morning. I actually think Chris Curtis is a great replacement. Yeah, just check my channel. You actually have that video. I'm gonna find you that video. Yeah, I saw. Curtis would look so short in there, of course. Oh, thank you, man. Thank you. That's the you've seen. Sorry. I haven't seen. You've seen. Sorry. My mistake. Sorry, man. Who's best middleweight guy ever in your opinion? Aside from Silva. Oof. Aside from Silva, that's a hard question. That's a hard question, man. Aside from Silva. I hate to say that, but Adesanya has many title defenses. Luke Rockhold, he used to be great. Unfortunately, Adesanya has the greatest number of title defenses, so I hate to say that, but I have to pick his name. Andre Petrovsky looks unbeatable. Yes, he does. I'm talking about titles. He just asked a specific question, and when we talk about titles, I have to pinpoint to that guy's name. Yeah, Petrovsky is looking awesome. There is a storm outside and I'm basically sick. This is third day with no training, which sucks. Really? This is third day, so how are you feeling, man? How's your health doing? So what other important news is going on? Let me check. Let me see. The MMA Hour live, alright, nothing special. Bellator 8-man lightweight World Grand Prix lineup announced. Will start March 10th. Face Temper says the fighters are getting robbed by UFC. Jake Paul can help MMA industry. How was Dana White's response to NIE? Altercation bit better than Endeavor, ESPN. Let me see Bellator 8-man lightweight Grand Prix. Bellator lightweight Grand Prix. Let me see who is fighting. Usman Nurmagomedov versus Benson Henderson. Tofik Musayev versus Alexander Shabli or Shabili. Following bouts are official. Josh Hill, Kaz Bell. Vladimir Guvea versus Sean Tucker. Mansour Barnaoui will fight. AJ McKee will fight. Sydney Outlaw will fight. And Patrick Pitbull will fight. Hey, Alexayev, how are you doing, man? Nothing different. I'm just feeling pretty much sick. How are you guys doing today? Well, I'm doing nice. Thanks for stopping by. I will be live for 5 more minutes just to know because I need to get some sleep. I was having a very hard training session, but thank you so much for succeeding, man. It really means a lot to me. Thank you so much for succeeding. I know you're a very busy guy, and whenever you achieve this, it really means a lot, man. You think Jake Paul will fight celebrities or actual people in the PFL division? Celebrities. I think he will try to push the MMA industry into the celebrity direction. Benoit is the guy who flying the Khabib friend. Yes, I remember that. When Bellator has more upcoming exciting fights than the UFC? Now. Right now. Right now, my friend. Bellator is having more upcoming fights than the UFC. This is no joke. This is no fucking joke. Imagine this. Bellator pissing UFC up. Latest news. Bellator pissing UFC up according to the number of announced fights or according to the number of high-level announced fights. Bellator pissing UFC up. And this is no joke. Let me read the lineup. Usman Nurmagomedov versus Benson Henderson. Tofik Musayev versus Alexander Shabli. Josh Hill versus Kaz Bell. Vladimir Guvea versus Sean Tucker. Patrick Pitbull is fighting. Sydney Outlaw is fighting. AJ McKee is fighting. Mansour Barnaoui is fighting. Exactly, that's what you're saying. Yeah, exactly, that's what you're saying. That's what I was saying. But like you read in my mind, man. No, like you read in my mind. Jake Paul is way smarter than people give him credit for. Vlad, I think you should sign with the PFL as a commentator in your native language and then in English. That would be awesome, man. That would be awesome. I actually might send them a cover letter. I'm gonna contact PFL, you know. That's one and only promotion that tolerates celebrities. So I think I'm gonna contact them. Yeah, that's a great idea. I think I'm gonna contact them. I'm gonna write them an email. Yeah, go on and send him a letter and contact PFL. I will in the days to come. I mean, UFC is gonna reject me, Bellator is gonna reject me, also other promotions. But PFL is pretty much friendly towards celebrities. So I think PFL is pretty much a nice option. So yeah, celebrities. Yeah, because I don't know whether they consider me celebrity or not, but at least I can try. UFC is falling hard, man. Yeah, and you got some freak fights in Poland, so that could be also a piece of play. No. I can contact them, but I don't speak Polish. That's the problem. If it's a Polish promotion, you must speak Polish, and I don't speak Polish. But I speak English. I can contact PFL. I will try to do that. No, that's actually a nice idea. Even if they don't respond, I can try. I can try at least offering some kind of, let's try to find an agreement or whatever. All right, guys. How many languages do you know? I know English. I know Serbian. I know Bulgarian, but I understand it very well, but I don't speak it. I don't speak it still properly. I'm still learning. I understand German and I understand Spanish, but I don't speak them properly. I could say I could be in English or Serbian because I grew up in Serbian. That's a problem. I was learning everything in Serbian. That's cool. Yeah, I agree. I agree, man. I'm trying hard. Trying very, very, very hard. All right, man. I need to go now. Vlad needs to hit the hay. Thank you so much, guys. PFL contacting is a nice idea. That's a nice idea. I'm actually going to send them a cover letter. If they respond, they responded. If not, at least we tried. Have a great day, everyone. Night, night.